What's going on YouTube? Lil Unc back in the reaction. Today we got why Michael Jordan's sons was so bad at basketball. Last Michael Jordan reaction will be at the end of the video. Stay tuned. Without further introduction, man, let's get into it. Y'all see what's going on, man. We upgrading. My fault.
There's no denying that Michael Jordan is one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
Links in
he
the
did things on the court
man.
that almost seemed impossible for the common player. But have you ever wondered if Jordan's talent was passed on to his children? Michael has two sons, and both of them played basketball extensively, but neither of them reached the pinnacle of basketball. But why exactly did Jordan's sons never make the NBA? Michael Jordan's older son is Jeffrey Michael Jordan, who was born on November 18, 1988, to Michael's first wife, Juanita. According to Jeffrey, Michael always asked a lot of him, especially when it came to basketball. Apparently, they were so competitive in the Jordan household that his mother had to make sure they never played basketball one-on-one. There was one incident where Michael was playing touch football with his kids and accidentally tackled Jeffrey into a table. Jeffrey needed to go to the hospital and get 30 stitches. Being the son of an NBA legend obviously meant Jeffrey was receiving attention at an early age. The media was going crazy over the idea of Michael's sons playing basketball and possibly continuing his father's legacy. When he was in high school, he played for Loyola Academy in Wilmette, Illinois. There was so much hype for him that ESPN even broadcasted 3 of his games nationally in 2007. That's not something the sports channel normally does. Jeffrey had a pretty successful high school career. He was a starter for 3 years for the Loyola team and was twice an All-Catholic League selection. During his senior season in 2007, he helped lead Loyola to the conference championship and the best season in the school's history. In the same year, he was chosen for the Jordan Brand Classic, an annual high school all-star game that features 22 of the best and most highly recruited high school seniors from all over the U.S. Upon graduating from Loyola Academy in 2007, Jeffrey received scholarship offers from Valparaiso University and Loyola University Chicago. He was also being recruited as a preferred walk-on by Davidson College, Pennsylvania State University, Northwestern University, and the University of Illinois. He reportedly wanted to play for his father's alma mater, University of North Carolina, but unfortunately, UNC wasn't interested. In fact, he didn't receive any offers from major universities. He eventually decided to suit up for the University of Illinois. Unlike his high school career, Jeffrey's time playing for Illinois wasn't anything of note. He was barely used in 3 years there and averaged an unremarkable 1.2 points, 0.7 rebounds, 1.1 assists, and 0.3 steals. After the 2009-2010 season, he received a release.
That's a hard thing to do, bro. There's a lot of pressure for Michael's kids, man. You gotta be compared to your pops. Like, come on, man. It's hard. It's hard. What you gonna do? It's gonna be real hard. You gotta work real hard to exceed expectations. You gotta
transfer to the University of Central Florida to play alongside his brother. But despite getting a better opportunity on a new team, he still failed to impress, only averaging 4.3 points, 1.0 rebound, 2.1 assists, 0.9 steals, and 0.1 blocks. In January of 2012, he left the UCF team for personal reasons. Though he played poorly in college, he still tried to join the 2012 NBA draft but went undrafted. Despite a decent high school career and some members of the media calling him a future NBA star, Jeffrey failed to impress his coaches and earn playing time in college. He ultimately decided to focus on life after basketball. He moved to Portland, Oregon, where he still kind of followed in his father's footsteps. He entered Nike Incorporated management training program after college and has worked with them in various capacities over the years. In 2020, he co-founded the Jordan Avakian Group, a Chicago-based consulting group. Most recently, he made headlines for the wrong reasons when he was arrested for aggravated assault of a healthcare professional while being treated in a hospital. Thankfully, this was a one-time incident, as he's doing fine now. Do you want to be like Mike? Participate in our huge giveaway for all our subscribers. Find out more at the end of the video.
He said, do you want to be like Mike?
For now, let's continue. Michael's younger son is Marcus James Jordan, who was born on December the 24th, 1990, also to Juanita. From a young age, he, alongside his older brother, was being taught basketball by his legendary father. He reportedly could already dribble a full-size NBA basketball at 3 years old. As to be expected, because of who his father is, journalists followed Marcus's development in basketball. They hoped that he would make it to the NBA someday, but he really started gaining attention in high school. He originally played alongside his brother Jeffrey for Loyola Academy. In his sophomore year, he was just as responsible for leading their team to the conference championships and a record-breaking season. After Jeffrey graduated, Marcus transferred to Whitney M. Young Magnet High School in Chicago, Illinois for his junior and senior years. In 2009, he led the Whitney Young Dolphins to the Illinois 4A championship, scoring a game-high 19 points in the championship game against Waukegan High School. He was subsequently named the state tournament's MVP. When he graduated after that season, ESPNU ranked him as the 60th best high school senior shooting guard in the country. This rating is boosted by his averages of 10 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 3.2 assists per game. Unlike his brother, Marcus received offers from various schools because of his strong play at Whitney. Along those that showed interest were the University of Toledo, Arizona State University, the University of Oklahoma, Stanford University, Davidson College, Butler University, Marquette University, and Clemson University. But he didn't receive offers from schools with known basketball programs, like Duke and UCLA, for example.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like
you know what I'm saying? He still got some good D1s on him.
He deserved. During the time Marcus was choosing his future school, recruiting analyst Van Coleman of HoopMasters.com offered his insights on Marcus as a prospect and why he might not be getting scholarship offers from schools. He said, "We are seeing the same lack of recruitment pattern we saw with Jeff. Marcus is a little bigger, a little stronger, maybe more of a competitor. His brother looks like he may be in line for more playing time. He hasn't embarrassed himself. I think Marcus is better than that. The only thing I can figure is the presence of his dad may be hurting him. Schools may fear an undue influence. We heard it in the background with Jeff. I haven't heard it with Marcus, but we're seeing the same pattern." This is interesting and is something that other second-generation players might also experience. Of course, not everyone has Michael Jordan for a father, but the presence of a famous parent might not always be a good thing. It helps to gain attention simply because of your last name, but it also might intimidate or even scare some schools. Marcus eventually decided to play for the University of Central Florida in Orlando, Florida. Fortunately, he didn't encounter the same playing time limitations his brother did. He flourished at the UCF program. He had some highlights during his time with the Golden Knights. He once scored a career-high 28 points on 8 of 11 field goal shooting and 5 of 7 from the three-point line to lead his team to a victory over the University of West Florida in the opening game of his sophomore season. Another time, he scored a team-high 18 points to upset number 16 ranked the University of Florida in 2010. His stats weren't star player levels, but were respectable. He averaged 12.3 points, 2.9 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 0.9 steals, and 0.1 blocks. Though he was playing well and steadily improving on his game, in August of 2012, Marcus decided to leave the UCF basketball team and ultimately stepped away from basketball altogether. He stayed in the school and focused on his classes. He graduated in 2013 with a degree in hospitality management. Marcus's decision to completely stop pursuing basketball was strange. He might not have been the best player on the team, but he was always playing pretty well. With Jeffrey, it's easy to understand why he left the team. He was going nowhere fast, but even he still at least tried to join the NBA draft. If Marcus had continued playing until he graduated, he might have given the attention of scouts and eventually got drafted. Being Michael Jordan's son certainly would have helped. At that point, who knows? He might have eventually carved a place for himself in the league. We don't know the full story though. There may have been some other factors at play here. After he ended his basketball career, Marcus opened a high-end sneaker store named Trophy Room in 2016. But 3 years later, the store closed and transitioned to online sales. He also co-founded a philanthropic foundation, Hair Jordan, with his brother. Most recently, he made headlines because of his relationship with Larsa Pippen, the ex-wife of his father's Chicago Bulls teammate, Scottie Pippen.
Yo, nah. I heard, I seen a little 1-2 about that. Like, I think it was a thumbnail or something. I heard she was on him since he was a youngin or something.
Michael Jordan's sons in their basketball dreams is characterized by enormous pressure to live up to the high expectations of inheriting the genes of perhaps the best player ever, and in the case of Marcus, possibly wasted potential. It's clear that neither of them was as great as their father, but they both showed sparks of talent. Between the two, Marcus could have followed in Michael's footsteps and played in the NBA, but we'll never know what might have happened. What is your opinion about Michael Jordan's sons? Could they have excelled in the NBA if given a chance? Let us know.
I don't know about that, but I think Marcus was pretty good. He wasn't too bad. He wasn't bad at all, for being honest, but the NBA is just a different level, man. It takes a lot to make it to the A and be effective and stay, you know? And they was short. They was, 6'2", 6'3". Mike was 6'6", man. They got short. They got the short end of the stick. That's tough. They was 6'8", 6'7". They probably would have made it to the A. Did a little 1-2.
know in the comments.
But that height, you got to be extravagant. You got to be amazing at the game. You gotta have skills. You gotta have athleticism. You gotta have everything. You know, can't really have too many weaknesses. You gotta affect the game in ways that is gonna, you know, just calculate your height or take that disadvantage away. You know what I'm saying? But that's the end of this one, y'all. If y'all enjoyed this Michael Jordan reaction, man, make sure you click on the last Michael Jordan reaction on your screen right now, man. Roll the 5,000. Turn on post notifications. Y'all know what to do, man. I'm out of here.